Hello, good morning. I hope everyone is having a fantastic and just good Tuesday. I do apologize for the cover on me, but I have the fan also physically on me. So, um, uh, I hope yesterday was a good day. I hope that everyone that has been able to see it, I haven't been able to look back. I haven't gotten any notifications for any comments yet, um, but I hope everyone that has been able to watch Monday's video has been able to get a lot out of it. Today's reflection is going to be on Mark 6:45 to 52. And we are going to be focusing on Christ over all creation. Uh, just his power. Sorry, I'm still thinking of something funny that just happened. I was watching something before my recording. But if you'd read with me, I'm reading out of the CSB today again. So immediately he made his disciples get into the boat and go ahead of him to the other side, to Bethsaida. While he dismissed the crowd after he said goodbye to them, he went away to the mountain to pray. While into the night, the boat was in the middle of the sea, and he was alone on the land. He saw them stirring at the oars because the wind was against them. Very early in the morning, he came toward them walking on the sea and wanted to pass by them. When they saw him walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost and cried out because they saw him and were terrified. Immediately he spoke with them and said, "Have courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." Then he got into the boat with them, and the wind ceased. They were completely astounded uh, because they were because they had not understood about the loaves. Instead, their hearts were hardened. Um, Something to pay very close attention to, and I'm gonna find it real fast. Is so in the Gospel of Mark, it doesn't mention it. I forgot to put this in the comments on the next slide, so I'm gonna just mention it now. In Matthew 14, um, 28 through 33, it's a little bit different. It pretty much is very straightforward in what it says. But it says immediately, I'll go 27. Immediately, Jesus spoke to them, "Have courage, it is I, don't be afraid." "Lord, if it's you," Peter answered him, "command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come," and climbed out of the boat. Peter started walking on the water and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the strength of the wind, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand, caught hold of him, and said to him, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they got into the boat, the wind ceased. For those in the boat, uh, then those in the boat worshipped him and said, "Truly, you are the Son of God." It's very interesting how both the Gospels of Matthew and Mark have very different um, visuals of this event happening, and how we could go from point to point of the different gospels and how they have these different things. But I want to focus on the two right now, and how Matthew mentions how Peter, as you see in the image, was able to walk on the water for a couple of minutes, a second. We don't know. Like, it didn't specify how long. But as soon as he saw the wind and the air and how bad the wind was, about the storm was he um, turned his focus off Christ and began to sink. That is so much like us in this world today, where we take our focus off Christ and we allow ourselves to get distracted by the things of the world. And then through that, we get ourselves stuck by the fact that we, you know, get distracted by these, the storms, the sin in our life, the fear, the whatever it is that's gaining a distraction to us, and it's kind of frustrating to me because like I allow myself to get distracted. I allow myself to take my eyes off Christ. But something that I want to focus on is these few things that I mentioned here. What distractions do we have today that takes our eyes off the Lord? That's my question to you. Like, what distractions do you have that take your eye off God? Why did Peter get distracted by the storm around him? I didn't fix the image. I thought I did. That's not actually, the images have never been that big of a deal, so I'm not worried about it. But you know, that image in a lot of ways, the healing of that girl, of the young girl, can be just as connected to this when you think about it, because that faith of the father was just enough where he was like, I need this. And then they were like, she's already dead. But he's like, no, she's asleep. But what's our distractions? What's this distracting us from what's going on in the world, from uh, what's going on in the world today that's distracting us from God? Um, why is it that we in our lives allow things to get in the way of our focus of the Lord? Why do we allow ourselves, excuse me, to, oh, hiccup, sorry, to get distracted by things that we shouldn't? And why do we allow ourselves to uh, take our focus off of the truth? And so that's the question I have for us today. Like, why do we allow ourselves to get distracted? I'm kind of using something right now to show that distractions. But also, I'm almost done with the video. But what is interesting is the fact that it states that Christ was at a distance, and this is within the Gospel of Matthew, a distance away. And then, as soon as Peter began to fall into the water, began to sink, Christ was there. Christ was at a distance. So let's go back to um, where that was, and um, he was afraid and began to okay, no, I missed a little bit. So earlier in 29, and climbed out of the boat, Peter started walking on the water and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the strength of the wind, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, "Lord, save me!" Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand, caught hold of him, and said to him, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" What I think is so interesting is the fact that, you know, um, it was at a distance enough where Christ was not able to physically be able to be fully recognized by his disciples, but they still had that. So I find that really important to just think about, and to uh, to really think about the distractions that we have today, the fact that we allow ourselves to be distracted by the storms of the world. And we should, in many ways, take that and bring our focus back. Stay in the Word daily, pray daily. We're all in a part where we do struggle with that. So, as am I. Um, Since that is all I have for the video, just a reminder, I've been doing this a little bit more recently. Mere Christianity, the fifth chapter is Wednesday, and this Sunday we are finishing up the first, second, and third John's little series that we've been just going through, just reading through it. And I'm very excited because after that we'll be going into Genesis. I'm very excited for that. Just keep up the amazing work that I'm sure all of you have been doing, and just stay strong. I don't know why that's up. And just keep on keeping on. I hope everyone has a fantastic day.